Many dogs may need a bit of a trim in between their professional grooms, but it can be a little bit nerve-wracking to whip out the scissors. So Dekota, I'm hoping you can give us some tips on how to do it safely.
100%. Scissors are sharp and we're working on live animals that are moving, so it can be a little bit nerve-wracking. A lot of your fluffy dogs get the little eye boogers that build up in there. You want to make sure you're wiping them out with a warm, damp cloth at least once a day, just to keep that under control.
Yes.
And then you can get in there and trim the hair out as well. You want to be cleaning their ears out with an ear cleaner on a cotton ball as well, just to prevent wax build-up. Make sure you're not going into the actual ear canal, just clean the outside area.
All right, so we want to do it safely, of course. So how's a good way to avoid injury, and what do you recommend in terms of scissors?
You want to get your dog used to being touched around their face. A really good way to start, especially with young dogs, is to start with a metal teaspoon. Rub that around sensitive areas like their eyes and their mouth. It feels the same as scissors. And then just take it really slow, just a one snip at a time.
Yes.
You want to just encourage your dog to stay still. So reward them when they do.
Now we want to make sure these are the DGG scissors. Don't worry, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to leave it to the professional. They've got the little ball end as well, so it makes it a little bit better, though you still don't want to be going in like this, do you?
Yeah, your blunt tip scissors are fantastic. It makes it obviously, they're not as sharp at the end if your dog does happen to move.
Yes.
Number one golden rule, make sure you always know where the tips of your scissors are. Don't just focus on the area you're using to cut.
Okay, and also around their mouth, it gets a bit grimy. Yours is a bit grimy.
After they eat, go in there with a cloth if there's anything left over. Make sure you're nice and careful when you're trimming around their mouth, obviously. You've got to be careful of where their lips are. Tongues are very easy to cut. You've got to keep it shut. You can hold their chin hair. It's a really fantastic way to keep them still. A lot of dogs are fine with that. And obviously keep their mouth shut when you're trimming as well.
All right, lovely. Then next, let's move on to the paws. They obviously, you want to be getting them used to that.
Yes, 100%.
Watching TV, hold them a lot and everything like this, but then there's a lot of hair that grows in between the pads and over the pads, which can be quite dangerous because they can slip, particularly with older dogs.
100%.
Yes.
So what you want to do, make sure you check in them regularly, check that there's no little prickles or anything getting in there. It's really common to get mats between your toes. So make sure you're really combing out this area and keeping it trimmed, and you can go in with your blunt tip scissors and just clean up so there's no hair hanging over the paw pads. If your dog is slipping, that can cause injury, so we want to make sure we're on top of that.
And then of course there is the bottom.
Yes, this is an area that gets really gross really quick. Make sure you're washing the area really well when you're washing them, and then get someone to help you when you're trimming the area, help you keep the dog upright and the tail out of the way, and make sure you're really careful about where your tail is when you're trimming around. And you don't actually have to go right down to the skin, just trim any hair that's kind of hanging over to help keep things nice and clean.
And holding the scissors nice and flat, I would imagine, against that very sensitive part of their bottom.
Just hover above the skin is all you really need to do.
All right, lovely. And any other tips?
Make sure it's really quiet when you're doing this. You don't want your dog to get spooked and something random to happen that's going to just catch their attention, because you want them to stay nice and still. Make sure you're using your blunt tip scissors, and always get someone to help you if it's going to help keep your dog still.
Lovely. Thank you, Dekota. If you'd like to find the DGG grooming range to help you with your home trims, then you can visit your local pet specialty store, as well as PETstock online and in store as well. Thank you again.
Thank you.